Today's episode is brought to you by Fretboard Biology, the comprehensive online guitar course put together by Joe Elliott. Now, Joe is not only a fantastic guitar player, he draws on his years of experience as the ex-head of guitar at the Guitar Institute of Technology and also at the McNally Smith Music College. Here's a few words from Joe about the course.
If you're tired of wading through hundreds of random guitar videos and just want to become a better player, Fretboard Biology is your answer. Fretboard Biology is a self-paced, college-level program that'll give you the right instruction, in the right amounts, and in the right order. You'll learn the same information I taught to thousands of other guitar players over 30 years of teaching in top music colleges. If you want to make real progress with your guitar playing, then sign up for a free 7-day trial at fretboardbiology.com.
Hi there, you're listening to the Guitar Speak podcast. My name's Matt Wakeling and this is the show that I produce in Sydney, Australia. We do the interview series, been running since 2016, and for the last, I don't know, fellas, we're almost up to 2 years, I think, of the iconic series. Good times. I'm joined by my friends Rob Rhodes.
Hello, everybody.
And Gabor Josika.
Hello.
Hello. So, fellas, we started this iconic thing. It would have, I think it was like around June 2021.
Really? Wow, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Wow,
It's been a while.
What's 2 years? Cardboard? Is that our cardboard anniversary? Ah, cool.
Expect a little something in the mail.
I'll send you guys an empty box.
Put some pedals in it. Put some pedals in it.
He's got the box. He hasn't got the pedal.
No.
Oh, no, don't
He's
go
only
up
got
too
the
early
I
on that
sent
stuff.
Rob and Matt the boxes, sorry.
Triggered.
Gabor
Hey,
Gabor sent me a bad monkey just about a month ago, so I got in nice and early before.
No way.
But it was an
before
actual
Cage's
animal,
video.
though. Not the pedal. It was an actual bad animal.
It was an actual
Monkey.
So the iconic series, it started because Rob introduced Gabor and I and himself through some of your lockdown stuff. Hey, Rob, the Musicians In.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah, which was an awesome series. So we've been meeting. So we started off doing iconic albums and we've just kind of spun off into all these fun, different guitar avenues. So good times. Today we're trying something a little bit different. It's a guitar news, current affairs, maybe some current issues.
The hard truth.
Exactly. We're hitting the big issues. It's cool, not cool, or I don't care. So here's how it works. Is that we've got a number of stuff that's happened recently in guitar land. We find out what people think. Do we think it's something that's cool? If it's not cool, we're not into it, or we just don't care. We're not engaging with it. We've surveyed the studio audience as well, so I'll bring up some stats as we go along. All right, guys, before we get into cool, not cool, I don't care, what's happening with you fellas? There's some new exciting things going on in your musical worlds. Rob, tell me about the 80s show.
Yeah, so after 7 years of building the profile of living in the 70s, we were faced with one of our band members wanting some time off. Who wants that? Come on.
Lame.
Anyway, so we decided to utilize the time off that he's having, which is one weekend off a month, and launched Living in the 80s. Da, 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 da.
Cool, man.
So, it's we're just chasing a slightly younger demographic around about our vintage,
About 10 years younger or so.
Even though we love our Living in the 70s crowd and crew. So that's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of effort and work and learning songs and new personalities.
Do you do any Huey Lewis?
We do.
Yes.
Which is, as you can, if people do have the magic glasses, they can see that all three of us, it's hip to be square. We're all wearing glasses.
Of course.
Yeah. So, Huey Lewis in there. There's a bit of everything.
Man.
There's some synth pop. There's some Aussie pub rock. There's, there's a bit of everything. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot more singing than I do in the 70s show.
Okay.
But that's all right. I like singing.
Nice, man. That's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's good. We're about 6
Good on
gigs in and 4 rehearsals.
Okay.
Who needs rehearsals when you play gigs?
That's all right.
That's the right ratio. You'll fix that ratio too. That'll be 100 gigs for rehearsals.
Yeah, by the end of the year for sure.
Nice one. Hey, Gabor, someone nice at PastFX made you a pedal.
Yes. Well,
how cool.
I mean, if we do shameless self-promotion here, I
Sure,
will be.
why not?
I have no shame, so I'll do it. Yeah. So Verley from PastFX, who are based up here in Queensland, in Brisbane, Queensland, where I'm just north of there in the Sunshine Coast, and she approached me, I don't know, mid last year or so, and because she knows that she's a massive pedal collector. She's crazy pedal collector.
Like your level?
No, way beyond.
Really?
I'm way beyond me.
Respect.
All vintage,
Mad
really.
respect.
Yeah, I know. All vintage, really cool stuff. And
Okay.
she knows that I'm really into DOD, and we were sort of chatting about DOD stuff. And she said, "Are there any DOD pedals you think that may be fun to redo, right? To bring back that are not being done?" Because I mean, the whole thing with her, she doesn't want to do stuff that's currently being done. She wants to do stuff that's not really available in that version anymore. So a lot of the PastFX stuff is pedals that maybe the same company makes a pedal now, but it's completely different component, sounds different to what it used to sound like back then. Anyway, so she asked me about that, and there were a few different ones that I was thinking of, but we settled on one, which it's a really, really cool pedal. It's the DOD Punkifriar. So it makes things punky, even though it's not punk at all, really, in my opinion. It's more of a sort of a noise thing, but it's called the Punkifriar. And so we together kind of developed the Punkifriar. If you have your special glasses, you can see it now. Or if you go to my YouTube channel, you can watch a couple of videos about it.
The videos are good.
Oh, thank you.
Very good.
So, I mean, a Punkifriar basically is the cool thing about it is you have a really wild, out of control fuzz that you can't control at all. It's just on, loud, full gain, can't control it whatsoever. And then you have an overdrive distortion side that you can control. And then you have a knob that blends between an overdrive side and a super crazy fuzz side.
Nice.
And you can kind of go between the two, and you can get some really because it gets really interesting when you turn an overdrive right down to being kind of clean and then have this massive, huge fuzz in the back of over hyper compressed fuzz that kind of blooms in the background of your clean sound and stuff like that. So it's a really quirky pedal that was also used by someone we may or may not be talking about in one of these iconic episodes coming up or past, not quite sure. Either it's already been or will happen. Graham Coxon from Blur used the original Punkifriar, and so it's a cool pedal, and there was a very limited run with our kind of logo on it, with the SuperFunAwesomeHappyTimePedalShow logo on it, which they're all gone now. But
sold out.
They're sold out. But the Verleys, you can buy them now without our logo on it from the PastFX website.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, the video sounded awesome, man. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, it's fun, and hopefully maybe there'll be some more maybe coming that where I collaborate with Verley and we do some interesting stuff.
Yeah, nice.
And what have you been up to, Matt?
Yeah, Matt.
I have been playing my guitar. I've been gigging every weekend, pretty much. And then, my day job, music teaching, music stuff.
Doing podcasts, cross-pollinations.
Cross-pollinations.
With the Super Fun Awesome Happy Time Pedal Show.
Yes. I had Gabor and Alex on. That was really fun.
Yeah.
That was a great show.
And we had this guy, Matt Wakeling, on our show, on our podcast, yeah.
Got me home. Both of those episodes got me home, like the 3-hour drive from the sunny coast to home a few weeks ago.
Oh, man.
So I sent you guys a message and said, thanks for helping me home.
It was funny though,
nice.
because when we recorded that was before the whole Bad Monkey stuff happened, but we were talking about the Bad Monkey thing in it, and
it was timely.
It was really
it was
the timing was
timely.
just perfect.
Yeah.
Because I knew it was going to happen, because he was you could see he was showing stuff and asking questions, because on Facebook there are a couple of DOD Digitech groups where a lot of the guys that used to work for DOD and Digitech back in the day as a part of the group as well, and they sort of chime in. And he always asks, when he does a video, he's going to do a video about DOD in about a couple of weeks, couple of months, because he asks all these questions. Nice. Josh, and yeah, so I knew it was going to happen, and I had a bit of a whinge about it before it happened. And yeah.
Okay, Marshall reissues their 90s series of pedals. So the Governor, the Drive Master, the Shred Master, and of course the Blues Breaker, sort of classic wedge-shaped pedals. Gabor, let's start with you. Cool or not cool, or you just don't care?
Cool. Definitely cool.
Yeah.
I have all 4 of them. You can't, well.
Of course you do.
Not even with your special glasses because it's off screen, but I have all 4 of them of the original ones. Nice. Marshall didn't want to send me any of the new ones, so I mean, Marshall, if you're out there, send me some.
Not cool, Marshall.
Not cool. Okay, actually, I should say not cool then. Yeah. No, I really like him. I was a fan. I've always been a fan of Marshall style overdrives. I think I used to Shred Master for a long time. That was my main distortion for a long time.
Nice.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's really, really cool. I think it's great that they went to the trouble of redoing it in the same enclosure.
Yeah.
Exactly the same internals. As far as I know, they're identical. And I think that's great. I mean, they could have gone down a cheaper alternative of getting different enclosures, of having it made in China. Probably, actually, I don't even know if it is made in China or if it's made UK. I don't know off the top of my head now, but they could have gone down much cheaper alternative, but they didn't. They went for the custom-made enclosure with all the bells and whistles.
Wells and Whistles.
Shout out to Wells and Whistles that are handling all of my my wills and estates at the moment.
Yeah.
Friends of the show.
Fantastic solicitors there, yeah. Wells and bells and whistles. Holy moly. Yeah, so I like it. Cool. I'm going to shut up now. It's cool.
Cool from Gabor. Nice. Rob?
I think it's cool just because now the original ones don't have all that Mayerisms attached to it, and you can just go and buy one for a decent price. So just for the fact that those people accidentally held on to one when no one wanted them, and and have just been, driving the prices up. I think it's good that they did it. I'm personally waiting for the mini series, but
boo, hiss, boo.
Oh, I just need some side mounted jacks. That's all I want for mine.
Exactly.
I think it's cool as well. Yeah, classic pedals. People love them. I'm kind of interested. They've reissued the Blues Breaker, and that's been a circuit that people have gone bonkers over.
Yeah.
In boutique land.
I mean, King of Tone. That's basically Blues Breaker. Yeah. Modified Blues Breaker. Say no more. So are people going to just want a Blues Breaker without all the dip switches or the flippy dips or the doodahs, or are they going to just get the three knob thing and think, hang on, this is cool. This does the thing. I don't know. I mean, yeah, they are, like the King of Tone does have more gain and there's different options and stuff like that to it. But get a Blues Breaker and get a Drive Master, and you basically have a King of Tone. I mean, pretty much.
Takes up a bit of space on that pedal board, though.
Yeah,
it certainly does.
But it looks cool. I'm just looking at the pedals always. That's why I'm looking over there.
I can see. Looking lovingly.
They look cool. Big pedals are cool. Bring big pedals back, I say.
Big pedals are fun.
The bigger, the better.
What other pedals should be reissued, fellas? Any pedals you think should be reissued?
Well, I'm just going to quickly jump in there with one pedal that has been reissued, that should have been reissued for a long time and now has been reissued, that you can get from the lovely people at PastFX. Which is a Punkifriar, which is a reissue of the Punkifriar by DOD. Well, I'm hoping, so this is just a shameless plug, but Tom Cram, who was the head of Digitech and back in the days, is back with Digitech now, being owned by Court. Yeah. And I'm hoping he's going to not just do... I'm hoping Court is going to let him go a little bit crazy and let him do what he wants to do. because he's a bit of a mad genius, Tom. So some of the stuff he's done with Digitech, there's some really, really, really good stuff. He's a very smart man, very good at what he's doing. So I'm hoping they're going to maybe reissue a whole bunch of stuff, but maybe reissue with extra benefits.
Okay, cool. And we're going to talk about DOD in a minute.
Oh, yeah,
too,
true. Yeah, cool. But that's it. Yeah, I think more
DOD
DOD stuff should get reissued.
Nice. Rob?
I think we've got enough pedals. I can't think of anything that needs to be reissued that hasn't
Can't believe how
been.
sensible that is.
So, guys,
It's like
I got to go. I've got to wash my hair. Sorry.
there's 10 of every type of pedal at least,
It's
bare
true.
minimum.
It's
You
true.
know, from Echoplex preamp circuits to Rat pedals to
Not the Punkifriar.
no. Well,
or Punkifriar. There's only one of those.
that's cool. Speaking of PastFX, I do love that they've done like an MXR style flanger.
Yeah.
But maybe they could do that as a 9-volt. That's the only thing. Like
18, yeah,
volt,
it is 18.
It's kind of hard. Like I understand why they do it and why they have to do it, but yeah, I think Line 6 has got everything covered.
Pretty much.
I have. Speaking of which, that question without notice, the new amp capture technology is basically going to be really interesting. Headrush have just done it.
Yeah. And there's that there's that free software that everyone goes on about called NAM, N-A-M, Neural something. But it's not Neural DSP, but it's something Neural something. But it's free software you can get. It's called NAM, N-A-M. And everyone reckons it's one of the best capturing, profiling, whatever you want to call it, plugins you can get at the moment.
Actually, I just thought of one. They need to reissue the Zach Wild signature Jim Dunlop Roto Vibe pedal.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
Nice.
I think talking Line 6, they should reissue the bean-shaped pod. That's what I reckon.
I just bought a Pod Go. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, but it's not bean-shaped.
It's not the right shape.
I put it on a bean-shaped pedal board, though.
But it's just not the same. It's not the same, Rob.
Oh, yeah. I take your point.
All right, let's hit it. Bad monkey hype. Cool. Not cool. I don't care. I mean, in the world of internet, we're like about 2 weeks late. Like probably no one cares anymore. But nonetheless, let's hit it. Hard-hitting news. Rob, do you care?
Look, I watched the JHS video. I watched Gabor's video. I watched a whole bunch of reaction videos to it. It was hilarious. It's better than the WWE, mate. It was like it was on for young and old. Everyone had an opinion. And I love the fact that when you go, because I looked yesterday on Reverb, because I do talk about pedals and stuff to my wife sometimes. She takes it in. She's good. And where I was like, look, everyone listed them for $800, $650. Like I was following it on Reverb. When you look at the actual sales, nothing went higher than $280. And within 2 weeks, they're all like $200, $250, $240. So no one bought it. It was a big like blow up for nothing. And if you were one of those persons or people, that bought one of those at that inflated price,
You are an idiot.
can you just can we give them my PO box and just send the money to me next time?
Yeah.
And but yeah, I think the reality of it was that it was really cool to watch, but it really didn't eventuate into anything but maybe some people doubled their money on a pedal.
Right.
Or quadrupled. I mean, they went for literally $40, you know.
Yeah,
I think
they
I bought
sold
mine.
on a JB Hi-Fi for a while.
I bought mine
remember.
ages ago, and I do have the box.
Good.
I bought mine ages ago for I think $40. So you know that's yeah.
There you go. So Gabor, as you alluded to, there was some JHS talk on the podcast when Super Fun, Awesome, Happy Time, etc. Which was cool, which was interesting, and then this all kind of blew up.
It just happened straight after, because I knew it was going to happen. Look, the thing is, I have absolutely nothing against JHS doing this. I have nothing against JHS. I said that in the other thing as well.
Yeah.
I just find it so funny. As soon as he goes, this is not my doing. It's like, of course it's your doing. You made it. You knew this was going to happen. Of course you did. Don't pretend you didn't. Yeah. That's all I was saying about it. It's not that you shouldn't have done it. I just said that, of course. How can you say it wasn't? How can Josh Scott say this is not my doing? Of course it was his doing. But anyway, it's silly. This stuff is so silly. It's absolutely crazy. And I mean, it's the same with Distortion Factory, which I'm very annoyed at Josh Scott
you
for
don't
that.
Have one.
Because that's one of the few Digitech pedals I don't have. And I always kind of went, I'll get it sometime because there's so many of them and they're cheap. And then he did that stupid episode. And now the cheapest one I could find is still $180. And I don't think I want to spend $180 on that.
Give it some time. It'll creep down.
Yeah, because it's funny. Every time you see it anywhere listed on Facebook Marketplace or Gumtree or anywhere, it always says very highly rated by Josh Scott from JHS Pedals.
I know
I must.
Sorry, Matt.
I must admit, I was dumping some Dan Electro pedals, not the cool ones, and I did slide in some JHS links to when they were talked up.
Yeah.
And offloaded them for the $30 that I was asking, and that they were.
Yeah.
I thought some of the listings were pretty funny. Like, that people would just write, when you know, you know.
Brett Kingman
His
listed
one
it
was
for
brilliant.
$800. And
That's great.
It's at the I don't want to sell it price.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. This thing's been going on for a while. So, of course, the Distortion Factory was a good example that went under the radar a little, or definitely lower than the Bad Monkey. So it's not a new thing.
No.
So that's kind of hopefully just the bonkers reaction just highlights that. Yep, there's heaps of pedals. You can make them sound pretty cool.
Well, and
who cares?
It's the whole thing. It's the whole thing with, I mean, go back, I don't know, 10 years maybe or something like that. No one would be seen with Boss pedals. They were like, nah, Boss, that's a crap. You don't use Boss. And then all of a sudden, Boss became
Boss pedals.
Yeah. Well, and then all of a sudden, Boss became cool again, and now there was a craft series, and Boss stuff is really, really cool, and we all love Boss, and that's the same though with Digitech. I mean, Digitech, they were great pedals. All the hardwire stuff was great, and before that, all the what is it called, the X series or whatever they're called. I don't even know. I've got heaps of them over there. Yeah. They were great pedals, which are the precursor to the hardwire stuff. Really good pedals made by really smart people that really know what they're doing. But Digitech, that's cheap and crap. But then it takes someone like Josh Scott to go, it's not my doing, but he brings that brand back to a certain degree, and he's an influencer. He has influence.
Yeah.
And it's just chasing content at the end of the day too. So I don't know. It's good.
And so am I. That's why I did my takeoff of that video with the Punkifriar video.
That was gold, Gabor. We'll link that in the show notes.
Yeah. Thank you.
This episode is brought to you by Fretboard Biology, the comprehensive online guitar course put together by Joe Elliott, ex-head of guitar at the Guitar Institute of Technology and the McNally Smith College of Music. I was one of the beta testers for the course and can say as a music educator, I was really impressed by the logical sequence of learning. The course has also been endorsed by players such as Brett Garsed and Greg Koch. For more details, check out the links in our show notes. Fender releases their gold foil series, so guitars with their version of a gold foil pickup. Cool, not cool, I don't care. Gabor?
Cool. I think it's really cool. I'd like to try one because I'm not sure if they're actually gold foil style pickups. Not. They just look like them. I think
they're just in the housing. So Duesenberg did that with the Star Player Phonic. They just put the grand vintage humbucker or whatever they call, or their Domino P90. They just put it in a gold foil cover.
Yeah. I mean, it looks cool. I think the guitars that they released with that look really, really cool. The colors are good. I think some of them have Bigsby's on it too and stuff, and it looks kind of they're an interesting range. And I think it looks cool. I think it would have been cool if they would have put actual sort of gold foil style pickups on it, not just in housing. because I do think they sound good. A lot of people put them on Fender guitars, and they do sound. They have a real unique sound to them. But all up, yeah, cool. I thought it was good.
I understand they're mini humbuckers essentially, whereas a gold foil is usually a single coil.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
Got
really thin. So the gold foil pickups, I've got a couple of those diamond pickups in some of my old guitars.
Oh, yeah.
They're really, really thin pickups. So again, it's more, I mean, not like it, but more along the lines like Jazzmaster pickups are. If you think of like a single coil Strat pickup, it's quite thin, but it goes down quite a bit. So when you wind the string around it, the winding is quite not as thick, but it goes down quite a bit. You know, there's sort of more vertical space, I guess, for it. Whereas the Jazzmaster pickups and those pickups are really thin. So what they do is they're thin but a bit wider. So they have the same amount of winding on it, but the winding is fatter, if that makes sense. So it's syncopa with a different sound. And they're quite loud and hi-fi sounding gold foils, I find.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Rob?
I thought the Jazzmaster was cool. The other ones I didn't think they
All Jazzmasters
didn't really
are cool.
bring anything like to the table. And the fact that my mini humbuckers are cool. I like Firebirds and those sorts of things. So what did we need it? Was it just like some sort of reaction to, I don't know, players seeking older kind of silver tones and those types of guitars, and then Fender trying to stay relevant in that market? Or
it's just an aesthetic thing, yeah.
I just don't think we need. I just don't think we. I don't know. There's too much new stuff. Like, do we keep? Why do we have to keep making new stuff? There's so much old stuff out there. Go find a used guitar, folks. Sorry. To all the sponsors.
Alex and I were just talking about the Fender Japan just released the Noir series. Have you seen those? It's all black Fender Japan, so it's all again Jazzmaster, all the standard guitars, but all black.
Yeah,
but the pick guard surround is sort of a bit red on the outside, has a red outline. And Alex has I think it's an Aria Pro bass, precision bass that has that same thing. And we thought, we were just talking about it, how cool it looks. It's all black. It looks like a really dark fretboard as well. I think it's called a Noir. Japanese
Fernandez did that. Fernandez did that in the 80s, right? With the, I forget what it was called, but it was a model of the Function, and it was a deluxe model, and everything was black. All of the hardware, the body, the neck, the headstock was matching, and there was some red accents in it. So
they're just bringing it back,
Yeah.
But it's cool. It looks cool.
Hey, Jazzmaster, cool, Strat, Telly, don't care.
I like shiny stuff. What can I say?
I was kind of with you, Rob. I thought they looked cooler than the Jazzmaster. I thought they looked a bit dorky on the others. But again, it's very, very much an aesthetic thing because we know, mini humbuckers. Mini humbuckers on telly? Sure. That kind of sounds cool.
Like the Brent Mason.
Yeah,
all for that. All right. DOD. Here we go, Gabor. Gabor, take it easy. DOD is back.
Yeah.
They've released the 250 overdrive preampy sort of thing and a bunch of other
I think
classic pedals.
They brought back all the stuff. So I think it's Digitech is back, really.
Yeah, okay.
Under Court. So Court or Coretech.
Coretech,
which is Court, Korean company, bought it. Which I'm amazed that it took so long for someone to buy it. I mean, it's such a whammy pedal. I mean, isn't that like one of the? It would have to be one of the most iconic guitar pedals of all times, the whammy pedal.
As I've said
many times. And
I've got a DT. I've got a DT on my board.
DT, mate.
There you go.
DT.
So as far as I know, again, Tom Cram, who used to be him and all his team, who was sacked, and then Digitech was dispensed off by the previous owners. They're all back, I think, as far as I can tell. I know Tom Cram is back in charge. And so they're bringing back, as far as I know, all the pedals that, for now anyway, all the pedals that they used to have reissues of. So they do the preamp, the phaser, the envelope filter, the meat box, the subsynth. What were the other ones? There's a few other ones. Whatever all the ones, the compressor. the boosts, they're all coming back in they're all being already reissued again. And then all the Digitech stuff, like the whammy DT, bass whammy, the trio, I think is as well, that band creator pedal. And a lot of the Digitech, I think is it Mosaic or something like that? The 12-string.
Oh,
makes it sound like a 12-string. The Polaris or whatever it's called. The Reverb. Ricochet. All these, they're all coming back.
RP6.
Carcosa.
But that's sort of, I think now just the first wave. And I'm really hoping that they will give Tom Cram a bit of sort of, let him do what he does, because I think he's a great pedal builder, pedal maker. I would put him up, he's sort of a similar sort of person to someone like George Trips, and I think they worked together for a little while too, I think. But anyway, he's sort of someone who's quite a forward-looking guy and but at the same time looking at the heritage side as well. So I'm hoping, I'm really liking this. This is, I 2 thumbs up from me. And I'm hoping there's going to be more new stuff, yet also more old stuff being reissued, but maybe reissued with modern features, like what they did before, basically.
Like Crossroads pedal.
Yeah.
Rob?
Yeah, I'm in the don't care camp with DOD. When
Rob.
I was coming up, they were nicknamed Dead on Delivery DOD. And I did have
got to go and wash my hair now. I'm going. Sorry.
I did have one DOD pedal in my life, and it was called the Tuner. And it was spelt Tuna.
Yeah.
And
nice guitar tuner. Yeah.
yeah.
I see what they've done there.
Yeah.
So sorry, I'm out on DOD.
Fair enough. Rob, back to you while you're holding the ball. Richie Sambora, talk of him rejoining Bon Jovi.
So this is a topic very near and dear to my heart. I am a tragic Bon Jovi fan who weeps daily at the demise of John Bon Jovi's vocal ability.
Yeah.
And look, I wish them all the best. I hope that Richie's got himself together, because he is as much Bon Jovi as John is, in my opinion. He's a co-songwriter. He may not be on the contracts, on the record contracts from day one, but he is as big a part of Bon Jovi as John is, and he's essential to that sound. Now, I'm all for it. If John's got his voice back and Richie's got himself together, do it.
Yeah.
The Stones are out there still doing it, with very few original members, but Bon Jovi, they can still do it technically with 5 original members, if you count Huey, who was there pretty much from the start playing bass on the
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's cool if it's of a standard. If it's not, I'm just going to switch off. So, yeah. But good luck to them, because I love them all.
Nice one. Gabor.
Don't care.
I've already washed my hair, so I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I saw that coming. Man, if people want to play music together, great. Go right ahead. I do dig Phil X.
Phil X is great. I was just about to say Phil X is great.
Phil X is unbelievably cool, and his own bands and stuff are awesome, which is a bit of a side issue.
And that'll hopefully free him up to explore that further. I know he's talking that him and Michael Anthony are going to have something to do with one another in a band.
Okay.
So that broke on Trunk Nation, Eddie Trunk's Sirius XM show. So, yeah, we'll see if that eventuates.
Nice. All right. Very good. Jimi's isolated tracks. I don't know why we've not heard Jimi's isolated tracks before. I know there's some new technology for splitting audio. I didn't get into the weeds of that, but I just listened to the tracks and loved them. Big thumbs up for me. Did you guys hear these when they were released recently?
I didn't hear them when they came out, but I did check some of them out. And yeah, the technology, considering I've read Hendrix books and watched docos where it was recorded on 2-track, 4-track, 8-track.
Yeah.
Things were bounced. But I think maybe because Hendrix is panned pretty hard, left
Yeah.
and the bass and drums are in the other side, it probably makes it a bit easier.
Unless it's swirling back and forth.
Yeah, but I
Does
think
it-
what it showed
classic
was
tracks.
the guitar parts are song based. Like it works without the song, but it works even more within the song. And his execution is just brilliant. I loved it. I loved listening to it, and just it's so raw.
There's a really interesting. It's like a documentary kind of thing, and it's on. I mean, it's not Hendrix, but it's Beatles. It's Revolver. When they redid Revolver, and it took all the original tracks, and it could separate all the instruments through. They developed some AI technology.
That was the newer technology, yeah.
Yeah, and they could separate all the tracks, and then it was what's his name, Thingy's son, who is
Giles Martin.
Giles Martin. That's him. He was talking about that, and he was in the studio showing that how they separated. So I'm guessing that's what they did with the Jimi Hendrix stuff as well. It's amazing. I mean, it's crazy what they can do with technology. Some of the stuff you see now is scary, where you see like an old Harrison Ford, and then you see the scene they filmed for like one of the new. I think it's maybe one of the new Indiana Jones movies or something like that.
Yeah.
But then you see the same scene underneath it, and he looks like the young Harrison Ford. Scary what that AI stuff does now. I think it's very scary.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love hearing isolated stuff in that. You get a sense of like the strings under the fingers and all that stuff. It's such an intimate look. I mean, I hope it doesn't get sampled and whacked on a bunch of dodgy pop tunes or something, but
with some hip hop beat behind it. Yo.
Nicki Minaj is already taking Purple Haze.
All right, Extreme Nuno. We've talked about Nuno before on this show. We were all, I think we're all on board. New single from Extreme. Have you guys heard it?
Yep,
absolutely.
It reminds me. And correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like a Stone Temple Pilots song, except for the solo.
Except for the solo.
It sounds like what's the Stone Temple Pilots?
I know one of the guys did a reaction video to it and played the Stone Temple Pilots song along with Gary's phrasing.
The melody is very similar.
Yeah, and then it's got that unglued kind of vibe in the intro as well.
But then the solo, holy moly.
Yeah, it's so quintessentially Extreme though. Like even I heard little bits where I'm like, they could have just pulled that from Punchline. Like it has very similar because obviously Nuno's mixed it and produced it, and so it's got that vibe about it. But yeah, I think originally the chorus, I didn't like the chorus, but now it's grown on me and I enjoy the whole song. I think it's promising of what's to come and super cool that it just hit 2 million views on YouTube, I think, yesterday.
And about 700,000 of those are Rob.
Guitar is back, baby. No, I've listened to it a bunch of times, but yeah, no.
I'm joking.
It's only about 20,000. All right.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I was way out.
20,000 of you.
But yeah, I'm pumped. I'm pumped to see that so many reaction videos because I like to see what other people are saying about it and see how it's moving around, and it's on YouTube Shorts, it's been put on Reels, and everyone's talking about Nuno. And it's kind of like, it's his Beat It, I think, because it's Nuno's greatest moments from so many other solos all culminated. But it's nothing, if you're a Nuno fan, it's nothing you haven't heard before. It's just suddenly the planets have aligned and bang, everybody's just into it. So cool. Yeah. Cool. Super cool.
Gabor? I'm just going to say cool. I won't go to super cool. No, I thought I quite liked the song. Like I said, it reminded me a little bit, not saying that it was a rip-off of a Stone Temple Pilots song. It reminded me a little bit of Stone Temple Pilots song, which is good because I like Stone Temple Pilots. And yeah, what a great solo. It even made me watch a Rick Beato video.
Wow.
Beato.
It even made me watch a Rick Beato video, his reaction, or like where he went through the solo and stuff video. I had some spare time and I watched it. But yeah, I think it's cool. Be interesting to hear the album. Looking forward to hearing the whole album.
Yeah, man. I think the Rihanna, tie-in obviously is maybe bumped up the exposure a bit too, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like people were talking about, there's a guitar player at the Super Bowl, The
1.5 seconds he got on air.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, Rihanna's guitar player started this other band. You shouldn't have listened to that.
It's a spin-off.
Oh, I can't wait for the album. I've already pre-ordered the vinyl from my local record store, Howl and Moan at Byron Bay. Shout out to Mario. Mario. Awesome.
Nice. Well, fellas, thanks for joining me for Cool Not Cool. I don't know. This show needs a better name. I know it needs a better name, but
and it needs a jingle.
It's the hard-hitting issues, and it needs a jingle. We will work on that. Hey, before we sign off, here's the survey questions. This is what the thousands of people around the world said. Marshall reissues 90s pedals, 55% cool, 9% not cool, 36% don't care.
Losers.
Nuno. Nuno Extreme New Music, 74% cool, 26% I don't care, 0% not cool.
That tells you everything. Especially in this
I'm
day.
not sure what, but it does.
This day in the internet, for not one person to say not cool, that's a win.
That is a win. Likewise, DOD is back, 75% cool, 0% not cool,
Yes.
25% I don't care.
Yep,
You 5% people, look in the mirror. Look at yourselves. You should be ashamed of yourselves.
Richie
That's
Sambora.
Yeah, you should be
Sambora
ashamed
back.
of yourself, Rob.
Any guesses on this one?
I reckon Don't Care is going to be the big winner.
Yeah.
52% think it's really cool or cool.
Oh, really? Okay.
48% don't care.
That's
0% are against the idea, which is something.
That's great.
I mean, why would you
Fender
be
Gold.
against it? Why would you be against it, really? I mean, no, Richie,
Still
don't
answers.
do it, Richie.
You've got
Don't
a very
do it,
good listener
man.
base, Matt. Very good listener base there.
It could be just you guys doing these. I don't know. Fender Gold Foil Series, cool 71%. Not cool, 21%. This was the most controversial one. I don't care, 8%. Isolated Jimi tracks, 81% cool, 19% I don't care. Bad Monkey Hype, this was quite split. 22% cool, 30% not cool, 48% I don't care. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, fellas.
The hard truth.
Thanks for joining.
That was a short
Catch you
one.
next time.
Like it. See ya.
Bye.
All right, my thanks to Rob and Gabor, my co-hosts. Thanks to Fretboard Biology, sponsors of the show. Thanks to Michael Schenker, who once told us,
Keep rocking, keep on rocking.
and of course, thanks to you for tuning in. I'll catch you next time. Bye now.